Shalom and many blessings. It's been a while since I made a last video, but hopefully I can start making them again, and hopefully they're inspirational or motivational, or to give you some little insight, connection with God as far as the words go. So in this lesson right here, I'm talking about the word for Mazal. Now the word for Mazal, this is a bad translation. It always seemed weird to me that at weddings people would say Mazal Tov. You hear it all the time. Because what strikes me weird about it is it means, in the colloquial language, good luck. But that doesn't sound right to a religious person. It doesn't sound right to a religious Jew. We're taught that God is in charge of everything. If God is in charge of everything, then what does luck or chance have to do with anything? We're all brought into this world with a mission, with a purpose, with a life. God breathed into our nostrils, as discussed in Genesis 2:7, where God talks about that, breathing life into the first man during the creation story. So if we have a purpose and we have a place, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit right with the word Mazal. It's just like, okay, you know, you just got married, Mazal Tov. Maybe lucky at that? I mean, come on. You're taking an oath and a vow to love each other, to be married for the rest of your life. It's commitment. Very, very strong, right? And yet we say, Mazal Tov, like, yeah, okay, whatever. Congratulations, like, good luck on the marriage. See if that works, right? And so that always stuck weird with me. But as I studied more and more Hebrew, of course, because Hebrew is the real key to understanding the truth of Scripture, understanding the holy language, understanding that connection there. What does it mean? Well, the word actually is related to the word nazal. Okay, now here's where it's different. The verb nazal means to flow, right? So what would happen is, if you turn on a kitchen sink, the word is nazal. That's the water's going to flow out of the faucet. Okay, that's nazal. Okay, in the ancient world, before, when Judaism was first starting out, you know, remember that Abraham came from the land where they worshipped the stars, they worshipped the moons, they worshipped all of that stuff, and they believed that if the constellations were aligned in the right way, then a blessing would come. Okay, now this is what's hard to grasp or connect. The word mazal, for luck, wasn't talking about the constellations themselves. But the translation came through time as if mazal relates to the constellation themselves. Mazal doesn't relate to the constellation itself. It relates to, yeah, it's true nowadays in modern Hebrew, or, you know, we say, you look at it and mazal means constellation. Well, that's a little weird. Okay, so Mazal Tov, good luck, okay, whatever. Or Mazal Tov, good constellation. And God called Abraham out of that, out of being dependent upon these pagan superstitions. But the word is there, and the word doesn't actually mean Mazal in that concept. When it's spoken in Hebrew language as in Mazal Tov, it really is related to the verb nazal. And it's very hard in Hebrew because Hebrew is a limited language. It's a rich, wonderful, beautiful, deep language. However, it is not a language with a lot of words. And many words have multiple meanings. It's a beautiful language, but in order to truly understand it, you have to get to the core three-letter root. And the core three-letter root is the verb nazal, which means to flow. Okay, so when somebody says Mazal Tov, they're not necessarily in the ancient, you know, it's not necessarily meant to relate to a constellation. Okay, that's a side effect of the language, I suppose. But what Nazal actually means is to flow. So when you're saying to somebody at a celebration, you say Mazal Tov, you're saying May they be a good flow. Just as you are filled with blessings, just as blessings are coming from God, the source of all blessings, upon this wedding, upon this marriage, upon this great celebration of bar mitzvah, or the brit milah of a new baby boy, or the naming ceremony for a young baby girl. This is blessings, and it feels so great in these moments, and we're dancing and we're singing and we're enjoying, and when you say Mazal Tov in these periods of time, you're saying, may that flow of joy, may that flow of happiness continue to flow upon you. You're not talking about luck or a constellation. That's a misunderstanding because of the meaning words in Hebrew have multiple meanings. In this context, what you're saying is, may you be blessed, and may everybody around you be blessed, and may these good feelings that we're having from the celebration, may we have more feelings and more celebrations like this, because it's a wonderful and meaningful thing. Oftentimes you also hear people say Mazal Tov just about anything, and that's not really correct. If say somebody does really well on a job, then you're supposed to say Kol HaKavod, which means all the honor. So if you get rewarded something, you're not supposed to say Mazal Tov, although I guess it's an okay, appropriate blessing. It's not really the best blessing at that point. At that point, you're supposed to say Kol HaKavod, all the honor, Kol HaKavod. All that heaviness and that honor, that's more important. So if somebody graduates from high school or college or yeshiva, and then the more appropriate phrase would be Kol HaKavod, because that's the honor they deserve at that point, Kol HaKavod. Of course, Mazal Tov wouldn't be inappropriate completely, because you're still wishing them, a flow of happiness and joy like they have at that moment. But Kol HaKavod would be more appropriate for those occasions. But for occasions like weddings and bar mitzvahs and brit milahs and baby naming ceremonies for daughters, etc., you would really want that Mazal Tov, because those are blessings that are really spiritual in nature. And with that, I hope that and pray that this short little lesson would be a blessing to you too. All right? Be blessed, and may many blessings come your way.